This is a continuation of the Excel textbook Part 1 lab of the Fangold real estate budget. So next up we're going to select A5, A10, A12, A14, A16 across and make that accent 6 40%. Alright, so with it selected, then go up to cell styles and accent 6 40%. Click off, take a look, and then you're going to match to make sure you look like this. Next up, we're going to change the way some of the cells look. We're going to select B4 to N4, make it the accounting number style. Once you have it selected, where it says General here, click the drop down and change it to Accounting. Select B5 to N5, and this is going to be the comma style. Which that is right here. So click on that. And again, B6 to N6. This also is going to be accounting. And you kind of see how this is going to go. Then we're going to select B9, B17, and B19, and that's going to be accounting. So again, I held my control key down, selected B9, B17, B19 and across, and this is going to be also accounting, and select B10 through N16, left click, drag, and this is going to be comma. So I'm going to deselect. And what they're pointing out is, if you notice, commission is not, a lot of these headings here for the rows are not fully visible. So if you go between the columns, see that double-headed left-right arrow, go right there and double-click, it'll fit to the widest entry, and now I can see it. And then we're going to do that for all of them. So I can go all the way across, and then if I go between any of them, get that double-headed left-right arrow, double-click, it'll again fit to the widest entry. And they point out if I come here into the cell block and click, and then type in A3 and hit enter, it'll take me to that cell. Okay, next up we're going to do add a pie chart on 110A. We're going to select A9 through A16, and that's going to be the data we're going to use for the pie chart. So A9 through A16, control key, N9 through N16. So now I've got them selected, and again, it's important you don't get the total because that's going to skew the pie chart. So A9 through A16, N9 through N16, and that's what we're going to make our pie chart from. We're going to click the Insert Pie or Donut Chart. And you see charts here, right there. And they want the 2D. So do a double check, make sure yours looks like this. Then what we're going to do is we can select individual items within the pie chart, and we're going to type. So I'm going to type in monthly expense as. So again, if I click here, And what I would do after I finished modifying something, click off into a white space in the chart. So my chart's still selected. Then if I need to modify anything, I can just click on it that way. So next up, we're going to change. So again, this is important where we're clicking. And what we're going to do is change the chart style to if you hover, I want number 6. Then with the chart selected, so again, you don't want something individual selected, just click somewhere in the blank space. You're going to move chart, and we're going to move it to a new sheet, and we could rename it here if we want, and we could call it, I think they want it monthly expense chart. And they want the data of this sheet 1, select it, and if you double click it, we can modify that and name it monthly finances. Next up, they want us to click on monthly finances, right click on it, and we can change the tab color to green accent 6. And you'll see it better if you click off it. Next up, they want us to print, but we're not going to print. But what they're showing you is, just like with Word, if you remember, File, this is a backstage view, and you can come in here and you can change properties. But it looks like there's nothing here we need to change. Well, we want the right here. Click the portrait orientation button. They want it landscape, no scaling. So here I've set it to landscape and fit all columns in one page. I just noticed I typoed expense here, so if I click on it, right click on it, rename, click in it, and I can fix it, then hit enter. So here, about looking at the maximum, if I have them selected, you can see it's doing an average count of 12. If I right click down here and I wanted to add maximum, I can, and then you see 16, 6, and if I eyeballed it, I should see that as my high. And after reading through some of the pages, we're going to file, save as sc_ex_1_frangold, and save it. And saving it in my same folder, I'm going to click save. So now next up, I'm going to see how many errors I have. So I noticed the name's wrong, Franfold, it should be Frangold. So I'm going to close this. I am going to right click and then copy it here, and now I'm going to name it as it says here. I'm going to click rename, make sure this says Fran Gold. And of course, make sure it has the .xlsx at the end. I'm going to drag it over, submit. After submitting, I got my report back. Everything looks good, except I did something, and I wasn't sure what they wanted here. The monthly finances sheet should always fit on one page in the landscape mode, so if I go there, I can remember when I did this, I went to print. Right down here, I had it on that, but apparently, I guess they want it on this. So I'll resubmit and see if that works.